Hi guys, my name is... ready?
No, not yet. Okay.
I'm not editing that out. I'm kidding. Hi guys, my name is Sean. I'm a houseplant enthusiast from Jakarta, Indonesia. This is Wina, and
Hello.
she's also from around my area. We're in the same neighborhood, and Wina is very, very passionate about ferns. In the last episode, we talked a little bit about ferns. We talked about her journey with ferns, her discovery in all her... Hang on. We talked about her expedition and experience with ferns, and hopefully you'll learn something from that episode. But in today's episode, we're going to be looking at my fern collection, and then Wina is gonna see what's wrong with them, provide some care tips and some interesting information on some of these ferns. And we're gonna be talking about propagation as well.
Yep.
You ready?
Yep.
Yeah, let's get started. All right, so we have some ferns here, Wina, and then maybe we can talk a little bit about them. I guess let's just start with the one closest to the camera.
This
Yes.
Asplenium.
Do you know the name?
I think the new name is Asplenium tenarum varpalidum.
Yeah.
I think so. So this one is actually it's a fern species that I would recommend if you want to put it indoor or outdoors. But they don't really like a direct sunlight, and they're a slow grower.
Yes.
Yeah. For propagation, you can actually cut their buds plantlets. You know, they have
they do.
plantlets.
Yeah, at the edge.
Yes, like this.
This is a bit small now, but they usually get a bit bigger.
Yeah. You can do that. You can by plantlets or by spores. That's the only two ways to propagate them. And they love a good humidity. This one probably doesn't have the best humidity. You can see from the fronds, because usually when they're happy, they're like bright, shiny, deep green.
So this is not bright, shiny.
No.
Okay. Yeah.
Well, I get to judge you in this episode,
Yes,
so I will say
please
what
do. Because this, I've been moving, so I've been having like these plants in like not the ideal conditions. But yeah, this has seen better light.
But where do you put them?
I put them, for this one, I've been rehabbing it, I think, hang on. Sorry, this one has been living up on the shelf.
Oh, that's
So maybe that's why, yeah, it's got some air conditioning, it's not getting optimal light. The other one, I think this was in the, out on the outside.
They do well in low light also.
Oh, they do well low light?
This one is not fussy at all.
Okay.
This one is, I usually recommend them if you just want to try to take care of the ferns, because they don't die easily. You know, when I moved my ferns from the back garden to the front, I left this indoors. I haven't watered them for like almost a week, and they're still alive. So they're really resilient.
But they also will turn limp. If you can tell when they're thirsty, they'll come down, and then
not that fast.
Yeah.
It will take days.
And beautiful fronds. Now quickly, when you propagate this, do you, like this is also another Asplenium, the Excanzoe you said. And they have the similar pattern where they have these babies come off at the edge of the fronds.
Yes.
Do you cut them and plant it, or do you leave the babies on while you plant it? I don't know if I'm making sense. Okay, maybe I'll make more sense when I explain what I'm doing. So basically
Can I move this?
Yeah, you can move that way. By the way, that's not a fern. We call this the asparagus fern. But it's in the Asparagaceae family, and it's definitely not a fern. It probably, I'm guessing as an asparagus, probably produces flowers. And
I think so.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't see how this will produce spores. But yeah, another subject for another day. But basically what I do is, when I have these babies, I just kind of pin them down to like a pot. Let's say this is an empty pot. I just pin it to a pot of media. And then when it's already rooted, that's when I cut it off.
Okay.
Yeah.
You can do that. Or you can cut them, and do you know that propagation tray? You know that small thing that has a lid? Yeah. So you can get your potting mix ready. Usually I just use perlite and peat moss, and so I leave them on their main plants until it almost like you know that this is old and in a couple of days they're gonna die. So I leave them because it's taking, how do you say it?
So this plant is still providing food for this to survive better.
So let it be with their mom until you know, their mom is going to die pretty soon.
Like this is also pretty bad, right? It's becoming...
it almost, but it still grows. Yeah, it's fine. Until it's almost yellowing, then you cut them, and I put it and I close the lid for like 2 months, probably.
Okay.
2 months until they grow roots. And then you can take them out from the seedling tray.
Yeah.
And then start to expose them little by little to sunlight.
Oh wait, so when you have them in a tray, they don't get sunlight?
They do, but not direct sunlight.
Okay.
They just like medium sunlight, medium non-direct sunlight. That's what I do.
Yeah, but these guys, they cannot take actually like full sun, right?
No.
Yeah, I did once, and this is what happens. It becomes very bleached. But the new leaves, ever since I corrected their position, has become a little bit better. But still, how would you rate this?
This is, I think,
pass, fail?
Yeah, no, this is good. They look happy. 8 out of 10.
All right.
This one looks happy too. You can see by their frond if they're sitting upright. How do they grow upright?
Yeah.
It means they have a proper sunlight and they don't yellow, like they don't have a yellow frond. Means it's not like you don't put it too bright. Yeah. Which is good. And this one, it looks healthy.
Okay.
This one is 8 out of 10.
All right. Thank you. And this is still unfurling with a new baby, right?
Yeah,
look at that. Cute. Really recommend this. So this is a beautiful fern, but it does need some kind of top light. If not, it becomes like this.
Yeah.
If you put it like against a wall or something, because they actually look beautiful when they are more rosette from the top. But I mean, they are epiphytic in nature.
I've never seen them in nature because they're
this is a hybrid.
Asia, right?
Oh, and this is a hybrid.
Yeah.
Yeah, but aspleniums generally are hybrid, are epiphytes.
Yeah, epiphytes. I saw them in nature grow by the tree ferns.
So they would grow maybe like this, where they grow to one side in nature.
Yeah.
And then one side will be on
this.
a tree. Yeah. So it's not going to be rosette perfectly in nature.
But I do see. Yeah, they don't.
Unless they're on the top of a trunk where they get even top light.
Sometimes the trunks fell down.
Yeah.
Right, and then they can
spread out.
Spread rosette like perfectly.
Yeah, but sometimes epiphytes, they grow like on the side of trees, and then they just form like one side like this, and that's okay too.
Mostly I saw them like this, right? I told you.
Yeah.
And they turn really big.
Interesting. Yeah. Now, which one should we look at next? Maybe this, the
sad-looking Microstorum.
Yeah, Microstorum. Actually pruned a lot of the leaves. Do you know what happened here? This is actually not the worst one, but we pruned off a lot.
Where do you put it?
On the back garden, bright indirect light, like around there. Like just on the shelves on the top.
Shelf. Yeah. This one is like, I don't know if it's like, how long does it like?
Now, again, I was moving, so I don't know what happened to these leaves when I was moving. These are the new ones that came out, so I think they're okay now.
Because if you have them for like over a year, and then this is sign of burn.
So sunburn, maybe.
And then sometimes it's not because they cannot take the sunlight. It's because maybe before you move it, they have a medium light. But then you expose them to a new place, which is have a brighter light, and you will get sunburn. But bear in mind, the new leaves will, how do you call it? Adapt to a new environment, which is maybe this one.
Yeah. So bright indirect light for these guys, obviously. And I've propagated this for a video before, so this is the result of their propagation if you want to see it. But you mentioned that these guys are actually not the fastest to propagate.
Like compared to the Valia, no.
So Microstorums are generally slower.
Yeah, Microstorum are generally slower than most ferns that you can propagate. Yeah. From my experience.
Speaking of Microstorums, I did have a Thailandicum and it died somewhere, and this was discovered in the vicinity of where it died. Can you tell me if this is probably a Microstorum Thailandicum baby?
I think so. Yeah, this one is definitely Microstorum. Even though I'm like only 80% sure this is Thailandicum. Yeah. I think this one is Thailandicum for sure.
How would you rate this?
This is like 2 out of 10. No, but actually they're quite happy. You can see. You can see they have so many new fronds.
So there's actually a few plantlets in here, you think?
Plantlets or like fiddleheads?
Yeah. So how did you define the cluster? Is it just one plant? Do you think, or?
I think this one plant. They have a rhizome.
Oh, right? So they grow like linear.
Yes.
Okay.
If you take them out, you can see they have a rhizome, and then they grow by the rhizome.
Yeah. And quick care tips for the Thailandicums.
Thailandicum in Indonesia, okay?
Yes.
Like I put them in a bright light. They don't do well in a bright light, and they don't show the blue color.
Yeah.
So you have to put them medium with a high humidity. Medium light, I mean. Medium
Okay.
non-direct light, high humidity, because medium light makes them grow bigger.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe because when you bright sunlight, they tend to burn, and then they don't.
Maybe they don't reach out. They don't exfoliate, so they
Yeah.
become short and
Yes,
stumpy.
exactly, and then
Maybe.
you don't get that blue color.
Okay, so medium light for these.
Yes, high humidity.
Mm-hmm. And watering, you can't overwater these guys,
Yes,
because I
you
think
can,
I have.
you can.
So you have to be very careful.
Very careful, but you don't let them dry. Okay, just
Okay.
make sure it's moist. That's
Okay.
it. But don't overwater it.
Okay, interesting. So it needs somewhat of a drying out period, but not completely dry,
Yes,
and not for long.
yes,
Okay.
yes. I hope you grow well.
Yeah, I hope so too. It's
This one is trying,
yeah, it's
Yeah,
trying to.
Before, can I ask what size do you have?
It was like normal size,
Like
but
this?
a lot bigger. Like
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
it was a normal size, but yeah,
Yeah.
I really didn't pay attention. Actually, for the media, I should have given it something more chunky. Is it an epiphyte?
Yeah.
I should have given like an arid potting mix, but watered frequently so that it's kind of got that epiphytic
Yeah.
behavior.
Okay.
But
I
it's
think
been
so.
in here, so I think it's okay for now.
It's okay. This one,
Yeah.
see the
Yeah.
new. When I pick ferns, I always see the one that has so many fiddleheads. Means
Okay.
they're healthy.
Fiddleheads are
Like this.
little.
The
Okay.
little.
Yeah, and this has a few going on at the same time.
Yes, it's healthy.
Sweet. Okay. Cheers. And let's quick look at this. And this is just a common Boston for Nephrolapis exaltada. And
Like a fern, or sometimes
yeah,
call it.
this is burn. It's been in direct sunlight, so you can see what it sometimes look like. But these are kind of okay now. But this is the variegated.
Yep.
This is easy for you guys. I don't think there's much that we can discuss.
Yeah,
about
it's
this.
really easy, but it's so interesting. Sometimes I try to experiment with them so they can show the best. How do you say? Pattern.
Variegation.
Yeah, variegation.
Yeah.
And I put them. You cannot put them really bright. Sometimes you put them really bright, they just go yellow.
Yes, they do.
And if you put them in low light, they don't show off their variegation.
Yeah,
so-
they can revert to green. I have a few
Yeah.
pots that revert to green. Yeah.
But too much sunlight make them just yellow.
Okay, interesting. But yeah, this come in also a green variety, and some of them they come also in this neon
Yes.
natural, like this completely yellow variety. I think if you put this in full sun, you acclimatize it, they just become like
Yellow.
yellow, but then they can absolutely thrive, right? Like
Yeah, they're
chlorophyll.
thriving, but they just yellow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
I've
did
seen that in landscaping. I think people
Yeah.
use it in like this yellow version. Interesting.
They're good for beginners trying to get to know ferns.
Yeah.
Recommend it. Grows
Oh.
easily, fast.
Nice. And it's one of the cheaper ones to get. I mean, the green form,
Yeah.
yeah.
This one also not that expensive, so you can get it.
Yeah, it used to be, but I think now it's,
Really?
yeah. I think when I got it, it was like, well, I don't know how everyone defines cheap differently. For me, like, this was like 150.
Oh wow!
Is that expensive? For
Yeah,
me?
yeah.
It's probably a lot less now. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, this one is ready for
yeah. We'll
yeah.
cut it. You, if you have a seedling tray with a lid, you can just cut it, put it.
I just stick it straight to the soil. Is that bad? Without
No,
the
it's
seedling
good.
tray?
It's good also, and it's a safe option.
Yeah, I mean with the seedling tray you are increasing humidity, right? So
True,
it's
but
roots
sometimes
faster.
we don't have space to.
Yeah, keep a bunch of these. But yeah, this is very ready. Yeah,
So cute.
and this fern here, would you call this a tree fern or what is this?
Yes.
Because it does look to me.
Blenheim gibbon. It's
Okay.
a tree fern. One of the like dwarf. Do you call it like
Yeah.
dwarf fern? Yeah.
Yeah.
This one. What?
Nothing. So this one, can it take a bit of direct sunlight or not?
No.
Quick question.
No.
Oh,
they
shoot.
Don't like. They don't, well, sometimes I expose them to direct sunlight, but they, you don't know if it's today gonna be like really hot or not. So
Yeah.
you have a big chance that it's gonna burn.
Okay.
So no direct sunlight for this one.
I thought it was a tree fern, and I thought, oh, tree ferns, they can take direct, they can get big, so I put it out in direct sun, in full sun.
But that's fine. Sometimes they can survive in the full sun.
Yeah.
But bear in mind that you don't know what the day is gonna go. If it's gonna be really hot, there's a chance that it's gonna burn.
Yeah, and full disclosure, I've actually moved this to like a shelf about 2-3 months ago. So this is not the original leaf that burned. It already recovered. So this is a quick,
but non-direct one.
Non-direct now.
See?
Yeah, but bright.
See?
So it's doing. How would you rate this? Is it okay now?
This is okay. This is like, you can see that it has. What do you call this again? Yeah.
Yeah, we don't know the.
Batang, yeah.
Yeah.
Batang.
Quote unquote stem.
Yeah.
But it's not actually roots. You said roots.
Yeah, it actually roots, and you know that just by seeing this, you know that actually it has a bigger front.
Before.
So this one, before. So this one has survived something that I don't know, but it's thriving. That's how you look at it.
But they can get massive.
They can. They're really massive, like this. I have the one that's really massive.
Yeah.
I'm scared that it's gonna.
Yeah, it's topple
drop.
over.
Okay.
But hang on. When then would you have to give it a much bigger pot later on when it gets like massive, or can
I
it
do.
be?
Sometimes I take them out of the pot. If the roots already filled everything, I just put a new pot.
Okay. So do you recommend keeping them in a kind of a tight pot and then repotting often, or just put this in like a huge pot now?
No, just don't because sometimes you can, like this one can get overwatered.
Yeah, if you move it to a big pot suddenly. Okay. So with ferns, it is possible to overwater, and it's better to keep them tight but repot often once the roots. So I noticed that ferns, they actually put out like a lot of roots and they can overwhelm the pot rather quickly. I don't know if you find that true. Maybe I'm comparing.
Oh, you mean like the roots can fill the pot really quickly?
Yeah.
Is that what, yeah.
I think so. Sometimes we look at the fronds, they're doing okay, but then like you would have to repot them every 3 to 6 months, which is very often compared to like begonias or other aroids. I find that they actually put out roots quite fiercely. A lot of the ferns.
They do. I repot them really often.
Yeah, and in terms of substrate, do you just use what is like?
What is your substrate?
I guess this is a general mix. So this is it's rectangling. This is like cocoa peat, perlite, burnt rice hull, and worm casting.
So it depends. Sometimes I look at what is it epiphyte? Is it terrestrial? If it's terrestrial like this, I would make the potting mix more
dense.
Right? Because they require a lot of water.
Yes.
Usually. And epiphyte, I make them a bit porous.
Yeah, porous.
Porous. Yeah, I make them a bit porous because they can get over water easily, like rabbit foot ferns.
Yeah.
But you can experiment with many. They're not too fussy. I've been trying so many type of potting mix.
Yeah.
As long as you get the compositions right.
Yeah.
Like I said, dense or porous.
Porous. That's basically the two types that you would say you recommend, like either dense or porous, but it could be a different numbers of recipe to achieve that.
Yes.
Yeah. But also it's how often you water it, right? Sometimes like this is an epiphyte or a phyte or not?
No. This is not an epiphyte. This one is. You can see. See, they have a. How do you say this? Bongol.
Bongol is. Oh gosh. This. Not a stem? Is that what?
No, not the stem. Like
main
like
stem?
buds or I don't know, like bongol.
Bongol, yeah, we might Google that.
Usually, it's a terrestrial. When you have a rhizome like this, it's usually epiphytes.
Okay.
Because they're like moving, right?
Yeah.
This one is
creeping in the floor.
Yeah. So this is terrestrial, and they don't over. It's okay if you put a lot of water and a dense mix.
Yeah.
Doing fine.
Yeah. This is actually from my rented home. I just grew on the ground and took it with me.
I do that all the time.
But do you know the species of this? You don't?
Well, I don't. Because this one, species like this, it's harder to find the ID.
Because
they look similar.
Yeah, they're very generic.
Yeah, and then I forgot name.
Yeah, but because it's a weed, that means it's also very easy to take care of.
Can I put it?
Yeah, you can. No, you have to hold it for the entire duration of this video.
Okay.
Yeah, we're gonna move on really quickly. I know this video is gonna turn very long, but I have so many burning questions. All right, this now it's a microstorum because I don't know the ID. I've been trying to find. They call it like the unta fern, like the ostrich fern.
And some would say this is Microstorum punctatum CV dragon wing or dragon whisker. You know, in Indonesia the name got mixed easily, but this is Microstorum.
Yeah, and obviously it's seen, but this is what you call the new growth. What do you call it?
Fiddlehead, the new front.
So this is what called fiddleheads.
But I usually call fiddlehead like this.
This size?
Yeah.
What do you call these sizes?
I don't know, fresh prawn?
Maybe. So basically it was covered in like a lot of potting media before, and I kind of like removed it a bit because the ladies that helped me repot this like just put a lot of media on top. So maybe it was a bit stifled for a while, but we should not cover this in too much media, right?
No.
Yeah.
But for Microstorum it's fine.
Okay.
It's fine. I mean like, but don't just over cover it.
Okay.
Just give space for the rhizomes to grow some new fresh fronds.
Yeah, because the fronds are not like strong like aeroid fronds.
No.
Not aeroid like what do you call it? What is the main? Do you know what I mean? Tunas, the main.
I don't know what you call it, tunas.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, but they can still. How do you call it? How do you say it? They can still grow even though you put substrate over it, but it's better to give them space so they can grow easily.
Yeah, and this is a
Microstorum.
epiphyte.
It's epiphyte.
Okay.
It's actually, but I think this one is hybridized.
Maybe it's actually beautiful.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
Normally,
you know, this one needs. It works better in high humidity.
Okay.
Medium, non-direct sunlight.
Okay.
When I say medium, it's like this. This is medium.
Yeah, like most ferns actually, I would say it's like.
Yeah, most ferns, but high humidity will make the fronds bigger.
Yeah, I think this was during the move because as you can see, the leaves have a lot of like, they might be actually used to be passed before. I think.
Yeah. It's easy. This species, it's easy
to get
past. There's a lot of pests, like the white one, you know.
Yeah, the mealybugs.
Yeah, I think.
And maybe spider mites. I've seen spider mites on these. But I think the problem is that when I was moving, the dust settled on this, and there's so many crevices, so the dust was too thick. So a lot of the leaves actually died off, smothered by dust. Sadly, but the new fronds are happy.
Yeah, so they look happy.
Yeah, so when you have a fern like this, you don't throw it away, right? You want to give it a chance.
Never. Sometimes it's like looking really sad, but you never know. Magic happens and then they grow back.
Yeah, and they will grow back to adapt to your space.
Yes, the new space, the new environment you give them.
Nice.
Don't throw it. I used to throw it, but that was when I just started. And then my dad always secretly taking the ferns that I throw and then in 2 months I was like, wait, it's not my ferns. And that's when I learned.
Dad to the rescue. Now, are you just putting you on the spot?
Okay, this is Didymochlena truncatula, one of my favorite species.
Okay.
Do you know that they have a scent?
Scent?
Yeah.
What do you mean a scent?
Like this ferns. They have a scent. I call it.
Scent, smell.
Yeah, scents. Yes.
What, the frond itself or the?
Yeah, the frond.
So this is what a beautiful frond looks like. But yeah, sorry.
Yeah, it's looking really sad. Probably Sean will put the picture.
Yeah.
Yeah, they tend to grow really big, like this tall.
Yeah. Okay.
And what the new frond has like this gold reddish color.
Nice.
Yeah, when they're healthy, obviously.
Yeah.
and then they tend to give like some smell like scent.
Does it have it now? I wonder.
No.
Probably not. Yeah.
You can just smell it. You know, when I go hike, I can smell Didymochlena. I know like there's Didymochlena around me. They have some. Sometimes I joke about it smells like sedikit like a patay, but not patay.
Patay is like the smelly beans.
Yeah.
Okay.
But patay X foresty.
Foresty smell.
Foresty patay smell. You know,
okay.
It's a good smell. It's a good smell.
Interesting.
When they're healthy, I think they will throw the smells again.
Yeah, but this is on the way to recovery, right?
I think so. This one is high humidity, medium to low light.
Medium to low.
Yeah.
Okay, and not a lot of. Is it terrestrial?
Yeah.
It is. Okay, so it can take a bit of more. But at this age, you don't want to smother it with water. It doesn't need much water, right?
It does.
But it's got very little fronds.
What do you
Compared to like if it's like big, then it will drink a lot more water.
But just don't forget to water it.
Oh yeah.
This one, I'd rather to water it every day in BSD, rather to water it every day than to let it dry.
Oh, okay.
This one, that's why. Yeah. This,
Okay.
Maybe this is, I don't know, yeah.
Underwater.
I assume this one trying to grow new frond, but then he got sunburn or something.
Or not enough water. I don't think it's been in direct sunlight.
Oh, it's not?
But maybe it was deprived of water. That's why it's.
Which one the most humid place like that?
I think the whole area is quite humid when I close the door at night.
Ah,
It's
okay.
like
But
90.
that one probably you can try that place, you know.
Like this area here.
Yeah, that place because I think-
Grouped with other plants.
Yeah.
Is that why they?
Yeah, I always put Didi like that.
Sorry, you look like this today. I actually don't remember what it looked like before, or if this was like a gift, or if it was like a weed. It's not probably not a weed, right?
No, it's not. It's not. It's,
Okay.
It's really nice looking ferns.
This is a weed for sure. I think it came from like somewhere. This common fern. And this is also a weed. So we don't have a lot to discuss about these ferns, right? Because these are.
Really
I mean,
Brazilian.
they're beautiful, but then I don't know. Do you have anything to
What?
share about these ferns?
Nephrolopis?
Yeah.
How do you call it? Actually, nothing. I don't know. It's easy. You
It's
can
easy,
put
right?
it in a full light, but then the fronds will grow like yellowish.
Yeah.
Wow. And then, but they like this. It's healthy.
It's quite beautiful, but it needs to fill out a bit more, right? I think it lost a lot of foliage.
What happened before?
I think it was just in a move, like a lot of things, like it was not getting light. It wasn't. This we would cut off, right?
Yes, obviously.
Cut off. But sometimes like this, we would keep it, right, or
Yeah,
not?
just keep
because
it.
it's just only bald on the bottom.
Yeah, but sometimes it depends. Like, is it Sean or is it me? Or like sometimes because I have so many friends and I want the circulation to like going, so I always prune
them. Yeah. And one thing about fern care is that you always have to prune ferns because they are growing so fast. They always shed fast as well.
Just prune it. Don't worry, they will grow back.
Yeah. Is this a tree fern or no? No.
No, it's nice. Nephrolopis the same.
Nephrolopis, yeah, it's just growing like this little thing here, but it just needs to be cut off, right? So it's not a tree. And that little fronds coming up. Okay, important question. Are ferns heavy feeders when it comes to fertilizing and nutrients? Or are they like standard?
You know, that's the thing people ask me about, like what nutrients you give to your ferns is.
Yeah.
You know, I don't use any fertilizer
At all?
at all. But you know, but in my potting mix, I put andem, like I said.
Yeah.
Andem is like, don't you think it's like they have sometimes a dried leaves and everything.
Yeah.
I think in the natural habitat, I saw the forest ground. They have like these dried leaves and stems, and they grow really well.
Yeah.
And I think the nutrients. I don't know. I haven't experiment try one by one because I did once way while ago.
Yeah.
And my friends got burned.
Okay.
Okay, maybe because I like
Overdid it.
Yes, but right now they're doing fine as long as you know how many like you give them the right sunlight.
Yeah.
I mean, intensitasnya.
Yeah, light intensity.
Yeah, you give them a right intensity of the sunlight and you water them properly, they will thrive really nice.
So nutrients is really afterthought. It's like the not the most important thing.
I think so. I think with my potting mix, probably, yeah.
Yeah, but they do need some kind of nutrients. They cannot be completely fertile.
Yeah, especially the epiphytes, yeah.
Okay. Do you fertilize the leaves too, or usually don't? Like do you spray them down? Never, right?
No.
Because you grow them outdoors, right?
True.
But if you grow them indoors, I don't know. Like
Maybe because I don't have space for indoors.
Yeah, because outdoors you have a lot of, in the air you have like animals flying, but you have a lot of debris and things like that.
Maybe that's why also.
Yeah.
That's why. Maybe I need some years to experiment ferns indoors.
Yeah, for indoors, I don't know. I have a feeling you might.
Maybe.
Quick question: you can divide these by division because these are many separate plants.
Yes.
And you can also plant these, right? You can just put this in soil and then it will come out as fronds.
Yeah, but sometimes I just wait until they grow new fronds, then I divide.
Oh, they can? They do that?
You know, sometimes the nephrolopis, like from these roots, they grow fronds, right?
Yeah, they do.
Yeah, and then then I cut it. Not just like bare like this, you cut it.
But I've actually done this thing where I had a bunch of these and I just planted it in a pot.
And then they grow.
They grow.
Yeah.
That's one way to do it.
You can do that also.
Okay.
They are really resilient.
Okay.
It's so hard to kill them.
Okay, yeah. But a lot of people will beg to differ because I think people who are growing overseas, they really maybe overthink it a bit, but
True. I didn't think.
Or maybe didn't give it enough light. They actually need a lot more light than we think. Like a lot of people say ferns are low light plants. I don't know if you.
Because I told people like, what space do you have? You have a morning sunlight because it's really important. Because the thing that kills ferns most of the time is you put it on like not enough light.
Yeah.
So you need sunlight. That's the most important things also.
And this is probably tolerant to not like super low humidity, but lower humidity than a tropical forest.
Than Didi.
Okay, which is Didi? There on the floor. Yeah. Then Didi here. She needs more. She needs more humidity.
Yeah, this one not really.
Okay, but this is, by the way, this is not looking so good. Actually, one way to make this look good, because it's already like an old plant with a lot of like weird stuff, you now have to just separate it into its own different pot and then start over. So it will become more organic. Is that correct? The question is, like, if I want to make this look pretty and a bit more organized, because look at how unruly this is. This is just shooting every direction, and there's many plants here. So one of the remedy, if I want this to look nice and orderly, is just to take off like the clumps and then plant them into like their own pots.
You can do that, but you know, some people have a different opinion. They like it to be like really lush.
Yeah.
So you don't separate them because you start over again.
Yeah.
But like this, if I want it. I don't divide it. I just like cut it.
Just take off the dead ones.
Prune it, and then let them sit in a bigger pot.
Okay. So okay. So I've seen two ways of doing this. So yeah, I've seen those super massive pots that you're mentioning, like lush, but also also like when it's like kind of alone, but a bit more rosette, like in a more like orderly fashion.
You like it rosette, like.
Maybe like in a small pot, but then like rosette.
Okay.
But then they will eventually become messy again.
Exactly.
Anyways,
so it's your choice.
Okay.
It's your choice. You can divide them. This one is really easy.
Yeah. And then we discussed this. Oh, do you know what this is? I don't even.
This?
I have no idea.
Baby.
Poor thing. I think it was maybe overwatered. Do you think this has been?
I need to know what species of it. I don't know what. Is this Teris? I don't know.
Okay, so it's like in such a bad shape that you don't know. This is a maidenhair fern. Yeah, this is one of the surviving ones. But we talked about the care in the last episode, so check it out. Now this is an asplenium, right?
Yes.
Nidus, like variegated.
Yep.
This is actually fairly easy to propagate in my experience. I just cut it like a pizza, and then separate it. And this is like the babies, but it was living under. It was dried out for too much, I think, because it was living on this wall. And then like that's where it used to live actually. And sometimes we forget to water it or it just doesn't get water. It dries out too quickly.
Okay.
And then I think this is what happened to it.
Okay.
But this is easy, right?
It's tricky. I would say it's tricky. Sometimes it's easy. Sometimes it get like these brown spots.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah, right. So to make if you're achieving like you aim to make it look perfect, it could be tricky. Is
it like we have to do like maybe fungicide, neem oil or things like that because it's antibacterial, antifungal?
I think so too. And then also again your light. Yeah. Because if you put it, sometimes I get this and they have like a perfect white, yeah, without any spots, and because I don't put it too bright. Yeah. But if you put it too dark, they won't.
Yeah, it'll revert to green easily for this plant.
So it could be tricky if you say easy. I won't say that.
Okay, but they can get large. By the way, this is still like a baby.
So large, like a spleen need.
All right, just a few more. This video is gonna be so. Can you rate this plant? This is like.
This is like 3 out of 10.
Yeah, what do you think happened here? Is it underwatering? You think, or maybe forget, or
maybe
it's crispy?
Because when ferns, you forget. Maybe the day is really hot, and you can see the fronds tend to, how do you call it?
Droop.
Droopy.
Yeah.
you have like this several time to water it before it goes permanent like this.
Okay.
So especially with that one, right?
Okay,
this
so it
one,
gives you a warning.
Yeah, so I think this one you forget to water it.
Maybe. It was living, I think, up in the front yard.
I think so, because you can see if it got burned, it will have this one is only in the edge, on the edge, right?
Yeah.
Means when it gets droopy, they started from the edge.
Okay.
You have this several amount of time and you didn't do it, you forgot about it.
Yeah.
It gets permanent like this, the brown spots.
But this is terrestrial because you said just like the bongal or whatever.
Yeah.
So there's 2 plants living in here. Okay, but this is easily salvageable. If I give it correct care, it should be okay, right? All right.
But sometimes you forgot about it.
Yeah, I think this one, I definitely, if you feel the weight of the pot.
The same like this family.
It's a Nepal, but this is like a curly one. I did a video on propagating this. But if you feel the weight of the pot, this is too dry, right?
Yeah.
I forgot to water it today.
But this, again, this species is really resilient.
Yeah.
So it's good for beginners.
But they shed a lot. These ones, the leaves, like when they shed, it's really crazy.
You love it?
I hate it.
Oh, you hate it?
It's messy. It's very messy. They shed.
Also, now I understand you. You don't like it messy.
Yeah,
like it
a little bit.
So.
But then this can become a clump. Actually, this is beautiful before when it was like in a full like pot. Actually.
Did you just propagate this?
I don't know what happened. I think this was a rescue, in fact.
Oh.
Like I think we lost a lot, and this is like the last one standing. But this is beautiful in its better days.
Okay.
And then let me see, is there any other ones? Let's do
this one.
Oh yeah, we need to talk about that one. So this is from a plant swap, by the way. And it's actually drooping now. We didn't mention in the video. It needs to sit in water. That's why it's in this contraption.
But this one is still wet.
It's wet, but here's the thing. Every time this is not full of water, it will droop. So I will have to make sure this is full of water and it will drink it up.
What about the roots?
I haven't checked the roots.
Okay.
Yeah.
So because when they have really good roots, they don't droop that easy.
Can we quickly check? Do you want to do a live? Yeah, here, let me.
They usually fill the roots fill the pot really quickly.
All right, let me. Do you want to take it out or should I take it out?
You take it.
Okay, can you want to hold the camera? All right. Yeah. Is it okay?
Yeah, I think so.
And it's not that root bound, and it's wet. This is the water dripping, but it's drooping. I don't know what's wrong. But here's the thing: if I fill this with water, this thing here, it will perk up. So that's why I'm thinking: is it like an aquatic fern, or what is like? Is it like swampy? Maybe.
Oh, so well, it leaves. It needs a really high humidity.
Okay.
So I don't put this on a. You know, like, see, that spot.
Not alone, basically. It doesn't want to be alone.
Don't put it alone. but how do I say it? This one is one of the old species, right?
Yeah.
So, no, I know some people find this tricky, but you can see from the leaves.
Yeah.
You know, sometimes when you go to the nature, you see their perfect leaves.
Yeah.
So when you see their leaves are different. I don't know.
Yeah, this is definitely a wrinkle. So how would you rate this now?
This one is for Angiopteris is for like 5.
5. Okay.
5 because they need humidity for sure. Maybe that's why it gets droopy easily.
Okay.
Even though they got wet, right?
Yeah. It's not wet now, but if I fill this with water, usually it's perks.
After you take it out, it's still wet, right?
Yeah, but it's weird. It just wants to. I don't know. Let me figure this out. But you know what? A lot of people have commented that they want this plant ID. I'm glad I have it now.
Angiopteris effecta.
Yeah, thank you so much.
You know, they have I love the Pisana. Pisana have like a. It's still in one genus.
Yeah.
It's really pretty.
Oh, interesting.
But again, there's a lot of water.
Yeah, so let me try to raise humidity. Even though this is like pretty high here, it's like 80 to 90%. Cooler or hotter?
Cooler.
Oh, but it's quite cool. Like, what do you think of the temperature now? Is it like hot?
Like no.
Yeah.
Yeah, for them it's a bit like in your house.
Yeah, right now.
I think.
It's like this every day.
If it's like this every day.
Yeah.
If you have a cooler spot, that'll be better for them.
Oh, okay.
Because
we have an AC going on upstairs, so it's like giving some cool.
No, but beans drier, right?
Yeah.
So it's tricky.
Okay. I need cooler temperature but higher humidity.
Yes.
Okay.
Sometimes if you have a big garden, you have a big trees. It's like put it near the tree.
Okay. So sometimes it's also not about the room, but also the placement within the room. Like it has got to be near other plants.
Yeah, because more plants they have like higher humidity, right?
Yeah, ambient humidity.
Them
like in down there.
Yeah, down there.
Okay.
I know it's not. Maybe you don't.
Aesthetically, yeah.
But sometimes they love it.
Yeah. Yeah. So this is the.
Dahlia.
Yeah.
Dahlia.
Phrygiensis or something.
Phrygiensis or something. Yeah. And what? Well, this one rate like 10 out of 10.
10 out of 10. It's from where do you think? Like around here or?
Yeah, Indonesia have a lot of Dahlia.
Yeah.
And I still have a hard time to find a difference about each species.
Yeah.
Because they tend to look similar.
So they're known as the rabbit's foot fern.
Yes. Rabbit foot fern is the one that I think Brevetiana, they have, this is rhizome, right?
Yeah.
They have a white, hairy.
I'm about to do a video, so walk me through roughly how would you go about propagating this?
Usually cut the feet like this. You see a little bit root and you see there's a frond.
You need a frond at least to propagate, or you don't?
I did ones that doesn't have frond and it still grows.
Oh, okay.
So, but the longer you cut, the bigger the chance to survive.
Ah.
If you cut it like this, don't expect it to grow.
Okay.
So I will do this.
Okay.
Maybe. And you know what? Just stick it in the pot.
In a potting medium?
Yes. And then what I do is I leave some part out and some part in.
So like you leave it sideways? Or do you stick it?
Stick it.
Oh.
Yeah. So yeah, I do that, and then the rhizome will grow.
So you stick it. I said this will be facing down, obviously, and this is facing up.
Yes, that's what I do.
Can you cut like sections, tap, and then like stick it?
Yeah, like this. I will put 1, 2, maybe 2. Okay, this one is a big one.
Yeah.
Or 3.
Yeah.
Maybe 2. Yeah, 2, and then I stick it.
Okay.
To them, and will grow. Been doing that so many times.
And you don't want to keep it too wet because it has no.
No, I put it in a really porous
mix, and you keep it like evenly moist throughout.
Yeah, always moist.
Now, what happens when you cut like chop? Like there's a top here where you cut before. Does it put out new fronds?
Sometimes, yeah. Sometimes the rhizomes grows again.
Oh, interesting.
Or sometimes, no, it just stops growing.
Yeah. But this is easy to propagate according to you.
Yes, really easy.
Easy to care for also?
It's easy. They love sunlight.
Okay.
They love the sun, but don't put it direct sunlight. Just put it on a non-direct but high, intense. Intense.
And it probably needs high humidity because it's so thin, or no? Or it's fine in room humidity here?
Like this is fine. Yeah. No, it's fine. It's fine. Not like Ingypteris. This one is just easy.
Yeah.
I think so.
And then do you water the feet as well? When
not
you water
often. I usually just water
the root area.
The root area. Sometimes I spray it.
Okay.
But I don't do it often.
Okay.
Because I like, when the Brevetiana, I like them to have, because if you overwater them, they lose the hairy bits.
Oh.
But this species doesn't have that much hair.
Yeah.
The other one has so much hair. So if I keep them wet all the time, they will lose the white hair.
Okay.
And I love to see the white hair. This one is really pretty.
Yeah.
Really pretty.
All right. 10 out of 10.
Just
Finally, I got
cut
one.
it.
Yeah, I will soon. I will do a video on this soon.
I hope it grows. But when you cut it, when you stick it in a pot, you need make sure you don't put it too low.
What do you mean?
Like make sure you have this bright sunlight.
Bright light.
Yeah, so because it itu kan lebih cepat.
Okay, so the sunlight is still photosynthesizing, so it does need the sunlight.
Yeah, it does to grow quickly.
Okay, but you don't need to sungkop. You don't need to like.
No.
Okay, it doesn't need. All right.
No. For this one, you don't need to sungkop.
Yeah, one last one. I'm always curious. So I think this is a stowaway. It came from my previous home. For me, from a tree. But is this a footed fern as well?
The rhizome?
Yeah, it's not because something is.
It's epiphyte.
So the foot of the rabbit's foot is actually a rhizome.
Yes.
So this is also rhizomatous fern. Do you know anything about this one?
Pimatosaurus. I think it's still similar to Microstorum because sometimes Pimatosaurus name before is a Microstorum.
Yeah.
But we call it Pimatosaurus scolopendri. I don't know.
Epiphyte,
This one is
yeah.
which the species. Not sure. But yeah, they love to grow on a tree. I don't know where, or even in the wall.
Okay, maybe that's what I should. But it's also quite moisture loving, no? Or maybe because I have so many growing in one,
True.
it's like.
I think you need to repot this one.
Yeah, or it can be propagated the same way, like you can cut.
Yes, you can.
Or I can just cut and then wrap it in like moss and just stick it on the wall. Do you think that's a good idea? Stick it in various places.
As long as you can keep the.
And then we hose it down every day.
Oh, okay. You probably can do that.
Yeah, let's try with this one.
Try.
Future
This
victim.
one needs repotting really badly.
I think so too. It's too thirsty all the time.
Really?
And I think it was getting too much light. That's why maybe it's bleach. It was living up there alone. So
Okay, yeah.
maybe, I don't know.
But the bleach one like this, right?
Yeah.
I mean,
Is this normal or too much sun?
too
maybe?
much sun.
Yeah.
This one is the perfect one, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
So that's how you read ferns. If they become too bleached, too light green, they are getting too much light.
Yes.
Yeah.
If they're like, how they're, which one can I cannot show anything. I mean, if you know, sometimes they're like this, but this is I don't know how to say it in English. I will say it in Indonesia. Jarak antara daunnya terlalu jauh satu sama lain.
Oh yeah. It means it's etiolated. Means it's not the distance between the leaves.
Yes, the distance is like they have quite a distance each leaf. It means
Not
you don't have you don't give them enough
right.
lights,
Okay.
and they cannot tegak.
Cannot be upright. So they're a little bit more floppy
Yeah, they're floppy means
Yeah.
sometimes, and they have a distance with their
between the
Yeah.
fronds. Like
Within
this
the-
is long. Like
exactly. That's what I'm trying to say. I'm sorry, my bad.
No, it's okay. You're pretty good.
And then means they don't have enough light. That's what
Okay.
happened. And then because when you can see if it's healthy, they're thriving. They're like standing really majestically.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the thing.
Yeah.
I hope it helps you though.
Yeah.
What
yeah.
about that?
That one, this is like I think that one has put out many babies. See that babies. I do need to separate it and I need to move the board. Do you think that's right? It needs a bigger board. This is
That one, yeah.
yeah. It's already outgrown. This is already rehabbing. Actually, it was worse when I moved here. We lost like a whole long front completely.
Okay.
Yeah, but yeah, this is the platycerium. I think it needs its own episode. I think it's also a fern.
Yeah, it's also ferns.
Yeah, I've never seen you post a lot about it. Do you like platyceriums as well?
I do, but the thing is, I don't have that much space.
Yeah.
And because I do have couple platycerium, but I don't really post it often.
Yeah.
Yeah. This
So-
one is the Hoya in it.
Yeah, there's a Hoya, but then the Hoya stopped producing the leaves, so it's just been dormant. And then this is what do you call this?
Drinaria.
Drinaria crucifolium.
Yes.
I love this plant actually, but I think this is too thirsty. Is it?
They're not that thirsty.
Oh.
No.
Is it dry though? We feel it's
No, they have a dormant.
period.
Yes.
I
Do
did
you
not
know that?
No, I did not know that.
Yeah. So when they just like is, you will think Drinaria. You will think, oh, it dies. No, it's actually not.
Just dormant.
Just wait, because all the Drinaria, how do you say it? Drinaria?
Yeah.
When they have two types of fronds.
Yeah.
This one I call it the shield.
Yeah. This one, right?
Yeah,
And it's
this
not
one.
a dried off one, but
Yeah,
it's
dried
not
off,
green.
and then you have this one.
Yeah.
This is like the fertile. They will put the spores in this kind of. Yeah, so they have their time, and when the time of the shield grows, all of the Drinaria will grow. Even maybe in your place, in my place, they will grow.
Okay, so how would you rate this though?
This is really sad. So this one like 3 or 4.
How would I make it better? What is that?
How do you make it better? Let's see. What place do you have?
The placement here is bright indirect light,
Or maybe.
and I hose it down twice a day. Too much? Like just.
Twice a day.
Mhm.
I just do it once a day.
Okay.
And you can actually, you have two options. You can put it on a pot.
Mm-hmm.
You can, but they like to be epiphyte with trees.
Okay, they like to be on a hose.
Yes.
Yeah. I think that's one problem too. I don't think it has anything to grow into. I see that little bit of the shield frond trying to grow up, but they don't have a lot of media to hang itself on.
Do they have a media?
No, I think that was just the Hoya. It was just attaching to that Hoya.
So where they will get their nutrients? Because in the wild, sometimes they cut like the dried leaves.
Yeah.
Because they do the rosette shape.
So I need to give it like that, like this.
Ah.
Is this what I should be giving them, maybe?
Okay. Sometimes what I do, I sometimes put a little bit media and then put them top of it, like cover it with moss and then put it on the top of it.
Of this thing, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's what I do too. But I haven't thought about doing that for this because this is a stowaway for my Hoya. So I never thought about giving it like a. But it's beautiful if it's like.
It is.
I'll try to make it a 10 for you.
Can grow really lush. Really lush. I love Jordanaria.
Yeah, they're actually really beautiful when I see them like in shows. Like they use them like in rentals, like they,
Oh, okay.
Yeah, like
they have rhizome with hair, you know.
Yeah, they can get massive, like
it's so
like
cute.
a crown.
It's like, what is this hairy thing?
Yeah, and the variegated. Oh, it's beautiful.
Do you have one?
No, I don't. But I drool every time I see it. Yeah. Yeah, but I need to figure this out first before I get the variegated. This is my next homework.
It's an easy one.
Okay.
It won't, because sometimes if you forget to water it, they still.
And you can propagate it by division, I'm guessing.
Yes, you
right?
can. Just by the rhizomes.
Yeah.
You can. This one is easy to propagate, just like the volume.
Okay. Interesting things to look out for in this channel. I will do them for you. Yeah. I think this is it. I think we've covered like.
I hope it helps though.
It does. Thank you.
Maybe sometimes we will propagate together.
Yeah, that would be awesome. Please
propagate ferns, and we will bring many types of ferns to show people.
Or if your studio is ready, I could come by and show them like how you actually have what you're working on and things like that. Your techniques. That would be awesome. And we get to see your collection. I'm excited.
Yeah, sometimes I forget when people just ask me like, what ferns do you have? I don't know how to answer because I have lots of them.
Yeah. All right. Thank you, Wina, for your time. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we're gonna say goodbye.
Yeah. Goodbye. Thank you. I'm sorry if I said something wrong, because I know in plant caring people have their own ways, right?
Yes.
This is what I share is just the way I do it, and I know some people have a different ways to do it.
Yeah.
Whatever works.
Yeah, keep trying. Don't give up, because they will never give up on us. Look at all these.
Never give up.
Yeah, don't give up on them. So, yeah, thank you so much again, Wina. The Instagram's on the screen. Follow and all that good stuff.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.
Bye.